Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at 10. I'm Tatum Gwen. Here's a conversation that we've had in our newsroom, and I'm sure you've had at home with your families. Why does it take tragedy for us to really take stock of what's important in our lives? From a mass shooting to a worldwide pandemic, both devastating in more ways than one in our corner of the world. Tonight we're taking a moment to think about that as we remember the deadliest storm to ever happen in West Texas when it ripped through Saragosa. I mean, look at this. If you don't know Saragosa, it's near Balmorhea. Brendan, we just passed the 34th anniversary of that day.
Yeah, that's right, Tatum. Almost 34 years to the day, May 22nd, 1987. It was a very dark day for the very small community, perhaps the darkest there was. Yeah. And I learned firsthand that the people that still live there don't like to talk about it. It's a tough subject. And though it's been more than 3 decades, the events of that day are still fresh on the minds of those who lived through it.
Seen tornadoes, but I've never seen any that created this much damage.
Wiped out, these cars just wadded up in knots.
The rescue teams continue to search the rubble of what was once Saragosa, Texas. And the number of deceased is not confirmed.
34 years ago, but still fresh on the minds of those who were there.
Most deaths occurred in Saragosa Hall, the community center, where a Head Start kindergarten graduation ceremony was taking place. Most people here did not even know the tornado was approaching.
A day meant to mark a milestone for the town's next generation was instead scarred with tragedy. An F4 tornado, an EF5 by today's standards, tore through the small West Texas town of Saragosa. It caused devastation as far as the eye could see. And life was forever changed in just a matter of minutes.
The wall fell on top of us. And I believe that my mom took the weight of the wall, and that's what killed her. Because we still had space in between us, me and my sister and myself. And then there was another lady next to my sister. She had passed away right next to us.
Alexa's parents were 2 of the 31 people killed that day.
So I just closed my eyes, and it just sounded like a freight train. And then after a while, once everything ended, calmed down, they pulled us out. They stuck us, they put me and my sister in a police car until my grandparents could get there.
Everyday people worked through the night, helping to get the injured help and recovering the bodies of those who didn't make it. Victims were taken to hospitals all over the region, including to Reeves County Hospital, where the mother-daughter duo of Donna and Chrissy Bechtold were working in the ICU.
The radio was going off again, so I answered it again, and this time it was, there's a few more patients coming in. And then the third call was pure frantic panic.
121 people were injured that night. The town's population was only about 180 at the time. Many people that night were treated and released. Others were not so fortunate.
They came by ambulance, they came by pickup truck, they came by car, they came in every way that you could transport people. We had several deaths.
The baby. And Elvira Casillas. We know there are others, and we are hoping and praying. But those are the ones we have confirmed. Hopefully there won't be too many more.
We had the morgue set up in the physician's lounge and in the purchasing department, and we had staff that were stationed there in order to get the identification as quickly as they could.
The tornado left the entire town in ruins. Even if you survived the storm, everything you owned was gone.
What are you hoping that you can find under all of this?
Nothing. Really nothing. We're just only looking with
Tornadoes don't strike individual towns every year. Many years can pass between them, and it's this passage of time that's our worst enemy. People forget and believe it can't happen to them. We must be made to realize tornadoes will strike again. We must be prepared for this reality. Hopefully, we can all learn from the lesson of the Saragosa tragedy.
How does a community rebuild, move on from that kind of tragedy? I guess that's the thing about time. The community center was rebuilt. In fact, they're getting ready for another preschool graduation. Even though so much time has passed, the community still bears the scars of the 1987 tornado on both the concrete foundation where the community center once stood and on the hearts of those who still call Saragosa home. The lives lost will never be forgotten. Their names etched into stone memorials and into the memory of a community forever changed. Though years have passed, time has marched on. In Saragosa, Texas, there is a constant reminder of how life can change in an instant. And of course, the nagging question: how do you move on? Now, in the years since, Saragosa has made some improvements. The community center, which you see behind me here, is now capable of withstanding a similar strength tornado. And a tornado siren, something that could have potentially saved lives all those years ago, now stands silently beside the community center, watching over a town still reeling from a storm long since past. Tatum.